Okay, good morning once again. I was talking about my upbringing. My mom, she really wanted us to have a good life. When I was born in Fort Jackson, Columbia, South Carolina, at Moncrief Hospital on an Army base. When I was born, I came out 10 pounds. My mom was I don't want to give the image of a little teeny Asian because she's big for an Asian woman. She's my height, like 5'4" or so. And but I actually broke her pelvic bone when I came out. They didn't do a C-section, and she was in the hospital 3 days unconscious in a coma after I was born. And it got to the point, my dad was out in the field, I guess. It got to the point where my mom, they didn't know if she was gonna make it, and she hadn't named me yet. So, when they would watch her continuously, and when they saw her come to a little, they tapped her on the arm and said, "Miss Willoughby, um, we need you to choose a name for your daughter," because they didn't want me to come up and not have a name. Because there are people that when the parent dies or the parents die and the child doesn't have a name, their name is baby boy, because you have on the tag on your arm says baby girl or baby boy, so it would have been baby girl Willoughby. So my name would have been baby girl. And I actually encountered somebody on the net before whose name was baby boy, literally baby boy, and they explained to me how that happened. And I'm looking at my eyes. It's so funny. One of these eyes is smaller than the other because somebody sprayed something in me. But hey, I get a lot of that. But anyways, the when I was born, they tapped my mom on the shoulder. That's how my name became Maria. Actually, it's totally by coincidence, and that's why I said everything happens for a divine purpose, because they gave her a list of names. And from that list of names, she picked my name, which is Maria, um, which means bittersweet, well wished for child. And the second meaning of that name, and this eye is bothering me so much, and this is like 2 years ago. I was in a shelter in Homestead, and there was a girl there, and we had this similar eye. She looked like Brandy. She's tall and slim, and I go from subject to subject because it's like my mind is like the internet. I click on one thing and it goes to something else. But she, um, when it came to the point where I figured I was too old, because I'm like 30 at the time, I don't know, maybe 33 or so, and she's like 19, but we're in a homeless shelter, and she kind of attached herself to me at first. And when I thought, okay, this is fun, what have I got to lose? And when I saw that, a lot of the things she was into and some of the ways that she was carrying herself really, was not me. I just kind of, went back into my grown-up style. But that breeded hate, because that's how it happens a lot for me when I get hate, is that initially somebody might like me or what I'm about, or just curious, and so they come to me, and for a little bit it's cool, but then I'm always a loner. So eventually I break off and I go my separate way, and then people get offended, or either it comes to the point where another thing about me is that I used to be a perfectionist, and it comes to the point where I feel bad about myself because I'm like, okay, I'm not where I want to be. And when people see that, that also makes them feel not so great, because they're just like, she's always down in herself. And so it creates kind of a negative environment. And with that negative environment, it makes people, because people live up or down to your expectations of them. And likewise, people think up or down about you, based on what you put out there. And being a perfectionist, a lot of times you see everything negative about yourself. So, and I have to go over my hair like 500 times. So this flat iron is like a little itty bitty thing, and you got to know it's coming from Afro. We're trying to be straight. So even if I get it pretty straight, which it's not gonna get really straight with this thing, within a couple of hours of being out in the Florida heat, my hair is gonna be curly. It's not gonna be afro curly. It'll be like curly. So either way. So I end up with 3 or 4 hairstyles before the day is over.